So in this video, I'm reviewing the VibeRide Neo electric scooter, which is VibeRide's mid-level commuter scooter that packs a punch for the price. So whenever I do a review, I like to look into the company to get some background, and by far, VibeRide is one of the most interesting companies I've ever researched. So VibeRide was actually started in 2020 at the University of Utah by three friends, Charlie, Carson, and Chris, who are skateboard enthusiasts, and they wanted to develop skateboards with brakes, which they call Brakeboards. And they actually went on Shark Tank and pitched their idea, with Mark Cuban offering them a deal for partial equity into their company, which they accepted. But even with the company officially launched, it looks like these guys aren't going to settle with only making brakeboards. They're also entering into the electric scooter market, which brings us back to the Neo. So in this video, I'm going to go over the assembly, specs, build of the scooter, and testing the acceleration, braking, hill climbing ability, ride comfort, and the range of the Neo. So let's get to it. The VibeRide Neo comes in a standard scooter shipping box, but is on the heavier side, so make sure to be careful when moving, and if you're not comfortable with the weight, have someone help you move it. After opening, the scooter is basically fully assembled. All you have to do is remove all the packing foam, the plastic bag the scooter actually comes wrapped in, and attach the handlebars. To install the handlebars, all you need to do is insert the handlebars into the stem and attach the 4 supplied bolts. This is by far the easiest scooter I've ever assembled, only taking me about 5 minutes, and anybody can put it together regardless of mechanical skill level. And I went through the scooter, all the bolts were tight, all the welds were nice, the brakes felt good, and it powered up no problem. The Neo is powered by a 500 watt brushless front hub motor with a peak power of 1000 watts that has a top speed of 22 miles per hour. And there's two versions of the Neo, the 21 mile of range version, which is $499, and the 30 mile version, which retails for $599 and is the one I'm reviewing in this video. The 30 mile version comes with a 36 volt, 15 amp hour lithium polymer battery that's stored in the deck. The Neo also comes with a pretty powerful braking system, with the brake lever activating both the rear disc brake and an eABS brake in the front. The tires are 9-inch air-filled pneumatic tires, which have the added benefit of a gel lining that instantly repairs the tires if pierced, so you don't have to worry about flats. And for added comfort, there's also a front suspension fork with 30 millimeters of travel and dual rear coil shocks in the rear under the scooter deck. And for safety and increased visibility, there's also a headlight, a tail light, and a bell. To turn on the scooter, you hold down the power button for 3 seconds. And to turn on the lights, you click the button once. And to click between the 3 speed levels, you double click the button. There's green, which has a top speed of 12 miles per hour, yellow, which has a top speed of 15 miles per hour, and red that's a top speed of 22 miles per hour. So the Neo has an overall length of 44 inches, a wheelbase of 34.5 inches, a handlebar height from the ground of 46 inches, handlebar height from the deck of 38.5 inches, a handlebar width of 17 inches, a deck length of 23 inches, a deck width of 5.75 inches, deck height from the ground of 8 inches, ground clearance of 5 inches, and it weighs in at 35 pounds. And folding up the scooter is pretty easy. All you have to do is unhook the handlebar post, fold, and insert the hook into the rear fender. And for a little bit of assurance, there is a 1-year warranty for any manufacturing defects or faults. Also, since VibeRide wants you to keep your scooter as long as possible, they offer a lifetime mechanic service, which means that if you need to service or repair your scooter, VibeRide can either send you parts directly to you, or you can send the scooter to them and they will repair. Now you gotta keep in mind that you do have to pay for the repair and shipping, but this is a pretty cool service that I personally have never seen before, and I think other companies should take notice. So for the acceleration test, I want to check the acceleration to the top speed of 22 miles per hour. Here's how it went. Here we go, do an acceleration test to the top speed of 22 miles per hour on the Neo. Ready? And go! 10, 15, 20, 22. The results of acceleration test is that the Neo went 0 to 10 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, 0 to 15 miles per hour in 5.7 seconds, 0 to 20 miles per hour in 10.4 seconds, and to the top speed of 22 miles per hour in 12.7 seconds. The Neo has a very smooth and strong motor that's virtually silent, but you can tell the motor's programmed more for smoothness rather than pure acceleration, but I like that since this is a commuter scooter. Here we go, hill climb on the Neo. They claim a 17% climbing ability. This is a 15% hill. Here we go. Okay. We're hitting the steepest part of the hill. We're losing speed pretty quickly. We're still climbing. We are still climbing. 6 miles an hour. 5 miles per hour. I mean, it's still climbing though. We're stuck at 5, but that's okay. Okay. Still stuck at 5. But 6 miles an hour. But we made it. So as you can see, the Neo is able to get up a 15% gradient, even if it's only at 5 miles per hour. I'm 175 pounds, so I do believe 70% is possible for someone much lighter than me. For the braking test, I tested 2 different speeds. First was from 15 miles per hour, which is the top speed allowed for an electric scooter here in San Diego where I live. So from 15 miles per hour, the Neo stopped in an impressive 12.5 feet. Next was from the top speed of 22 miles per hour, which the scooter did in 27 feet. And I have to say that the braking performance of the scooter was extremely impressive. There was minimal drama, and the braking felt stable and strong. So one question I tend to get a lot on my scooter test is how reliable is the speedometer on the scooter itself? So I decided to test it out. Okay, we're testing the speedometer accuracy, and we're first doing the green mode, which is 12 miles per hour. We're comparing it to a GPS speedometer app on my iPhone. If you can see, scooter says 12 miles per hour and the app says 12 miles per hour, so that's perfect. Now we're in the yellow speed mode. Once again, scooter says 15 miles per hour, speed app 15 miles per hour. So it's perfect again. Okay, so now we're going to test the top speed of 22 miles per hour. Scooter's now at 22. Speedometer is bouncing back between 20 and 21. Stuck at 20, 21. So it looks, 22, okay. Okay, so it looks like the scooter is actually accurate. Since the Neo is labeled as a commuting scooter, the most important things to me is comfort for long distances and range. So VibeRide claims that the Neo has an estimated range up to 30 miles in optimal conditions. And I've ridden a lot of scooters on this channel, and I've never had a scooter go the advertised range. Typically, most scooters I've ridden only provide about half of the advertised range. This is probably due more to my weight, not riding perfectly level surfaces, and I never ride around in the slowest speed setting. So I decided to take the scooter to Lake Murray, which is a beautiful lake in the heart of San Diego. I really enjoy testing Lake Murray due to being wide open, there's no cars, and it's absolutely stunning. So while riding around Lake Murray, I rode the scooter at whatever speed felt comfortable at the time, making sure I was being respectful to others who are also enjoying the lake as well. Usually staying between 10 and 15 miles per hour. So after doing a full lap of Lake Murray, the battery still showed as full, which wasn't too surprising. But I knew the Neo was going to require some serious miles to drain the battery, so I conducted all of my tests and kept riding and riding and riding until I finally got to the point where a scooter wouldn't go faster than 10 miles per hour. So after tallying up all my rides, the Neo went a total of 26.16 miles with 1,438 feet of elevation gain, which is crazy. And something I feel needs to be said and clarified is I wasn't trying to put a lot of miles on one charge. I rode mostly using the yellow speed setting and red, and even with all that, I still managed over 26 miles and I'm 175 pounds. So there's no doubt in my mind that if you are much smaller than me and you live in a flat area, you should be able to beat VibeRide's 30-mile estimate, which makes this the first scooter I've ever ridden where I feel the range given is realistic without having to hypermile the scooter. So the VibeRide Neo really impressed me. The ride's ridiculously smooth, and with the pneumatic air tires and suspension that work in unison, it provides a great ride. And one aspect I feel needs mentioning is the scooter feels really solid. I've ridden some scooters in the past where they feel like they have a lot of flex in them and they sound kind of tinny, but the Neo didn't have that problem at all, and it feels like it's made to last for years. And the last thing I didn't really touch upon in the review is the cruise control, which is activated by holding down the throttle for about 4 to 5 seconds, and you turn it off by hitting the throttle again. It is a great feature I was using a lot on my testing since I was going on a lot of longer rides to try and drain the battery. But overall, I'm extremely happy with the Neo electric scooter. This scooter really surprised me how well built it feels, the range it has, and most importantly, that VibeRide not only wants you to keep riding a scooter for a long time, but it actually offers a lifetime service to ensure that you're never left with a scooter that can't be fixed. And at this price point, it's pretty hard to beat the Neo, and it's quickly become one of my favorite scooters I've ever ridden. But if I had to be nitpicky on something that I wish was different, is that I wish the deck was a tiny bit wider, but it's certainly not a deal breaker. But if you have any questions, or own a Neo yourself and you want to share your experience, please let us know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great one.